Alright, y'all, we're coming back to resume the walkthrough for easy mode. This is your boy Dungeon, and today we are going to continue. We're going to wrap up everything that's left in Hyde's Tower, and then we're going to drop down the hole in Majula, as well as actually getting a fragrant branch from the Forest of the Fallen Giants. So we're going to be doing a lot of things here. First thing we need to do, aside from leveling up, doing maybe any kind of farming you want to do, and upgrading your materials, is we're going to talk to this guy, and you are going to buy some arrows, okay? So buy as many arrows as you can, alright? I'm probably gonna have to buy a few more before we make our way to Hyde's Tower. So get as many arrows as you can. Probably want to get at least 150. I'll probably end up getting like 100 or something like that. But get as many as you can, and I will meet you all there. Alright, you guys, we're back here at Hyde's Tower, and I actually switched up my character because I went through and defeated this dragon, but I had a problem with the recording. And interestingly enough, something happened with the dragon fight that was very... I've never seen it before. So what I'm going to do is actually take a little clip of that and add it to the end of this video after the outro. I'm probably going to put this in there. So if you want to check that out, you can go ahead and do that. So these dudes, now that I have this, so like I said, I'm using my strength build now, so I can like make good use of the, the attacks here, which is super cool. This weapon, very much looking forward to. Matter of fact, I didn't even upgrade this thing. I'm pretty sure I have enough upgrade materials to upgrade this twice. Which would be super cool, actually, because then it would do even more damage. So, but I don't need to necessarily have that done yet. Now, we're going to skip this guy. We're going to come back and grab him. So don't pick him up yet. We are going to use him exclusively for the boss fight for this level, which we're going to do. I will tell you that it's not necessary for you to have done the boss fight. Like if you're having trouble with this boss in particular, then you can skip them and move forward and come back when you're leveled up a little more or whatever, and that's totally fine. You see that? Like 3 hits, man. If I two-handed, I think it's just 2 hits. This guy is a little bit tougher, got a little bit more health, and a giant sword. I was gonna say a little joke there. Anyhow, so 2 hits only. But, yeah, nothing to worry about with these guys anymore. Like I said, the strike weapon, y'all. Strike weapons. Interestingly enough, I've mentioned it a bunch of times already, but I really can't, like, overstate how cool it is to use Castus, because it is a strike weapon too. So I mean, you're punching, and if you dual wield, if you have power stance or whatever, then you get to do all these crazy spin maneuvers and stuff like that, which is super cool. I didn't double hand it. Oh, come on now. I'll use a thing here. Alright, I must be sitting on some shards, actually, or something. For some reason, I don't have, oh, that's right, this character didn't go through the other things, and unlock those shards that the other one did. So you should have 6 Estus flasks. I only have 3, but honestly, I really don't even need any. I can get this done without really using them, because I have those life gems and stuff, so I can just use those, you know. Oh, come on. And I have the ring of regen, so, you know, if you need that's something like you should definitely, you know, keep in mind, that you have a ring of regen. So like so long as you're playing in offline mode, which I am, then you can just, like, I could just sit here, all right, and go and, you know, make a sandwich or something like that. I mean, do whatever you need to do and come back. By the time you come back, your character will be full health, all right, because it's ticking up. You can actually see it ticking up. So if you're like low on Estus flasks and you know you gotta, you know, do something that you're gonna need the Estus flasks for, then I mean that's always something you can do, especially if you're low on life gems. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take this off. Okay. So this guy right here, I've fought him a number of times in front of you guys before, and the strategy that I'd use is just kind of make him do his attack animation, and then there you go. And then on his way up, you can probably hit him a couple times, and he's dead. Alright. If you do not have this weapon, then you'll probably have to do that twice. Alright, so don't go up there, because if you go up there, you can actually, alright, you can come up here and you can just kind of charge him, like, you know. And what I mean charge, I mean like you have to sprint towards this dragon, because he'll wake up and then he'll breathe like a fire at you when you're walking across the little causeway. And if you're not fast enough, like if you have too much weight, then you'll get knocked back and you'll take the damage, and that's not fun. Alternatively, you can lower your weight and then run, like how let's see what my weight is. Yeah, 40. It should be good enough. Probably take down one of the green blossoms, because that'll help out your stamina recovery, and then just sprint out. And you can pretty much do the same thing as like the last giant. You can attack his legs and stuff like that. The only problem with that is that he'll jump up in the air, and he will like breathe fire on you and stuff like that. So, and that kind of sucks. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna attack him from where we're at, and it's a pretty fair like strategy. He will move forward, and then he'll jump in the air. He'll shoot a fireball at us, and we'll dodge out of the way, hopefully not get hit, and then rinse and repeat. Alright, it's gonna take a little bit of time. If you're getting those headshots though, you'll do like a little bit more damage, which is kind of nice, and as long as you don't miss, it'll help out. So it takes a while. Now the interesting thing that happened with the other playthrough, it kind of sucks that the recording kind of had a problem, but I was trying to anticipate that, but he gets stuck in the animation. It was the strangest thing. I've never seen it before. So he actually moved forward. He got to like right here, and then he just stood there. It was like really strange. Ooh, I hit him that time. Oh, okay, so I got hit with the fireball. But that's all right, man. I mean, it's you go at your own pace with this, so it's not really this huge deal. And there you go. I did like 100 damage that time, which is really good. And you can anticipate it. Just don't get like too greedy. You'll probably sit here and hit them a bunch of times, and then oh, that was a good one. And then you won't have enough stamina to like run out of the way. So don't be in that situation. It's not really, that's not the strategy. You know what I'm saying? The strategy isn't for you to take damage. The strategy is for you to avoid it. Alright? Some of you might think like, hey man, that's kind of cheesy. Well, look, why did they put a bow in the game then? You know what I'm saying? Like they did that for you to be able to use this type of strategies. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't want you to do this, then they would have walls right next to that dragon. You know what I mean? Like there is a boss fight at the end of the game, where you have to defeat a dragon that is actually inside a cage, and that's probably for this reason, so that you don't do that to that boss fight. So over here, they have it in it so that you have the option to do it. I mean, this is a dragon in like the very beginning of the game, you know what I'm saying? So they're giving you the tools to be able to do something different, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I got hit with that one too. But funny thing is, like, that ring of regeneration, like here I am, and the cool thing about this bow is that it can fire real fast, I mean. But here I am at the end, and I was pushed down to right about where I was at the last time, honestly, because of the ring of regeneration. Okay, so I told you guys you should have at least 150 arrows. I started with, I think, like 250 or something like that, and he's about a little bit less than, at this point, one quarter left. So, and I'm doing pretty. Oh look, he got stuck in the animation again. Maybe I won't have to show it. Honestly, I've never seen this. I don't know why this is. And here's the headshot difference. Now on the other character, my strength isn't as high, so I was only doing like 17 points of damage per shot, and I think like 27 points of damage per headshot. Yeah, so I'm doing double the amount of damage because my strength is so high. You guys, depending on your character, but look, man, I'm not even. It might have something to do with where I'm actually attacking him from, because I never really used to use this guardrail. So I used to just kind of come in here because it's closer, but maybe it has something to do with this guardrail actually. So use this guardrail and maybe you'll get them stuck in that animation too, and then you can kind of finish it up real quick, because then he won't jump around and stuff like that. Because when you attack him like this, oh my goodness, you guys, you have to like sprint over here and then you roll at the very end and he'll shoot fire out this way right here. And then you'll have to get underneath him and attack his legs, and then he'll do like the last giant. He'll try to like stomp on you and stuff, and then when he gets tired of doing that, he jumps up in the air and he breathes fire at this whole platform. There's not really a good way to avoid the damage. I mean, you'll try to like block some of it, but your shield stability isn't probably very high, and you'll block the first part of damage, and then it'll hit you again, and then you'll fall over, and you'll probably run to the edge, right? So this is what usually happens. You run to the edge because you're trying to dodge the fire altogether. You block the first one, and the second one you get hit, and then it like pushes you back. Like, it actually pushes you up into the air. You fly back, and then when you land, you die. So yeah, that's why this is a strategy that you might want to use. Now, I just picked up this super cool shield. I talked about it in the item discovery video. So, you know, I said that it is a good shield that increases your item discovery. We'll take a look at the description here. It doesn't look like it does because it doesn't actually say an effect. Most weapons have an effect. If it does have an effect, it'll say it on the item info screen. But this one doesn't, and that's because originally in the game, when it first came out, this did not do anything special. But in patch 1.1, I believe it was, they changed it so that it adds 50 points to your item discovery, which is super duper duper good. And that in tandem with the merchant hat, now I've got a 75 point increase to my item discovery. So I'm going to be able to find a lot more drops and stuff, especially those rare ones. And you know, I'm not really keen on farming specifically for certain things, like unless it's real special. Otherwise, I just want to go through the game. I'll farm up for souls, but if I don't have to farm up specifically for item drops, then I won't. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is run back and get that summoned guy and come right back over here and defeat this boss. You don't really have to do that, because if you want to, you can just go into the boss fight, and that's totally okay if you want to do that. But for me, you know, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I'm going to show you guys to summon it, come back, and then see what happens when you summon this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and come back with the NPC summon, and then we're going to tackle this boss fight. Alright, you guys, so we're back with Masterless Glencour. Alright, so this guy, he's got a cool great sword that we're going to use, because it will actually stun the boss, which is, I mean, let's be honest, this dude is Ornstein from Dark Souls 1. They call him something else, like the Dragon Killer. I don't know what it is. We're going to find out in a second. I wouldn't say you have to do anything special, but if you take a look at how many souls I have, it's almost 9,000. It should be worth noting that you may decide to go back to Majula and do this all over again, and that's fine. You'll get more souls and whatever. This way you won't necessarily lose those souls from when you killed the dragon. You know what I mean? I really don't care, because this guy's not too difficult. He uses pretty much the same like shield and weapon move sets. Well, he has a different move set, but you have the same type of like dance to them. You know what I mean? So we're gonna just same thing, move around to the right and then attack him after he's done with his animation. All right, my shield will block most of that stuff, so I honestly, if you want to, you can just kind of see how it goes. As long as you have a shield, you'll be good. Don't let your stamina meter go too low, because sometimes he has some pretty crazy attacks, like this one. You want to back up for once you see him doing that. And sometimes he does this like really wide swipe, or yeah, see, that was a really wide swipe. And so I'm kind of like halfway low with my health. At this point, what I would say for you guys is kind of, you know, heal up with something, whether it be a life gem or a flask or whatever. Life gems take a little longer, so you have to kind of play it safe. And if you have Masterless Glencour, then you know, he'll take some of the aggro. All right. So he's like nearly dead. Honestly, I could let Majula kill him the rest of the way, but yeah, see, he's dead. Pretty easy boss fight. You just gotta have a decent shield. If you have a 100%, it says Dragonslayer. I'm telling you, it's like Dragon Killer, Dragonslayer. If you have a 100% physical resistance shield, then it makes it like a little bit easier, I guess. But I don't think it's like necessarily all that easy. So we've got a lot of souls. We're going to go back to Majula in a minute. First thing we're going to do is open up these boxes, and once you there's a specific token that we need. I think it's a token of fidelity, and you can get it from using those blue cracked orbs, I think. I'm trying to remember how do you get it. You are from in a cleric Parma and a tower shield. You have to get the token of fidelity. I think you get it, maybe it was from the Way of the Blue. Go into the Way of the Blue, and then you do an invasion or something like that, or help someone out, and then you'll get a token of fidelity. I never really did that. There's other ways you can get tokens of fidelity. You can like farm for enemies, but up to this point, there's no enemies that really you can farm. You have to do it later on in the game. But the cool thing is, if you're a cleric, then there's one spell that he has that's so good, you guys. It is, I think it's called Heavenly Thunder or something like that. It's like an AoE spell. So if I were to use it right now, it would bring down a bunch of bolts of lightning in my direct vicinity. So it would pretty much be anything in this room would be potentially subject to getting hit with this lightning. So under normal circumstances, it's not like the best spell against mobs and stuff, unless you got a whole bunch of them or whatever. Otherwise, against bosses, big bosses, oh man, especially dragons, it is so good. It has, for certain things, man, that spell is so good, and it does so much damage against large enemies because it'll hit them like 7-8 times, you know. So, and then if you have a bunch of different buffs for your lightning damage, holy smokes. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. I'm probably going to switch over to my other character and continue on, or I don't know, maybe I'll switch it for keep this guy, but then just like go through whatever we did in the last episode. And I'm going to level up, and I'm going to buy the Ring of Whispers. Alright, so we'll go back to Majula, and I'll show you where that is again. So level up, use your Estus shards, and I'll see you back then. Alright? Alright, you guys, so we're back in Majula. We are going to go down into the hole. It kind of almost reminds me of that Alice in Chains song, you know what I mean? Whatever. But if you know the reference, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Now, I did say we need to get this ring, so you guys probably should have enough souls. I already bought it. That was the first thing I bought with all the extra souls that I had. So if you need to farm up to get to, maybe you spent all your souls or whatever, go ahead and farm up some enemies, maybe in Hyde's Tower or wherever you want. It doesn't really matter. Maybe you want to get some more of those large shards. And then you want to buy the Ring of Whispers, alright? Now, technically, do we need it right now? No, we technically do not need it exactly right now, but the problem is that sometimes you get involved in doing things and you don't do them before you need to do them in this game, and then sometimes the opportunities pass. So you can look over there by the monument. You can see, I think her name is Rosabeth, that she's the Pyromancer NPC. And what we are going to do, since she's in Majula, we are going to run over to the NPC that was right outside. She was like, yo, this guy was with that blue sword. He was like, hey, there's a lady over there that's unstoned or whatever. I mean, that's not exactly what he didn't say, that she was, you know, whatever. So she was petrified, not stoned, okay? So here he is, and he's like, oh man, you did it, you, Benhart, alright. So he's happy that, you know, she's not stoned or petrified anymore. So that's always a good thing, you know. Say no to drugs, you know what I'm saying? So get his gesture, and what'll happen is, in certain areas in the map now, he will be available to summon, and you, with his quest line, you actually have to summon him in order to complete it. And if you do, if you complete it to a T, then you will get his sword, which otherwise he will not give to you, actually. So if you summon him for boss fights, and then the other thing you have to do is make sure he doesn't die. So you kind of, and he's kind of a little bit of like a glass cannon. I mean, he does a good amount of damage. He doesn't do like awesome damage really, but he is a little bit weak on the defenses, you know what I'm saying? So you do got to watch out for him, because otherwise he will potentially die. But if you summon other NPCs, like there's like this one fight that's kind of precarious. If you summon other NPCs, he'll probably be alright. So just something to notice, or something to do before we forget, because those things you kind of want to do before you forget. Okay, now we are going to jump in this hole, and that's a really far drop. That'll kill you, like for sure. Even if you have this ring equipped, matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to put the life ring back on, and I'm going to take this ring off, actually. Now, the reason for that is because that ring gives me 10% more health, and I probably, because I only have I think I just put another point into my vitality. You guys should probably have a 20 vitality. Mine is 16. I was running with a 15 vitality for the longest. If you have a 20 vitality, then this will probably be less, maybe less scary for you. I don't know. But the next thing you want to do actually is just remove all the extra weight. Really don't need a weapon, so I'm gonna remove everything except for I'll keep my rings on. Alright, because there's no monsters, there's no enemies directly down here. There's bonfires before you can get to really enemies. So when you have less weight, you take less fall damage. So that's what we're gonna go for. Alright, so we dropped and we didn't die. We want to use a shard. Oh boy, I hope I didn't use 2. Alright, good. And we have plenty of shards though. The next thing you want to drop and grab this one. Another Pharaoh Lockstone. And the next one you want to... Ooh, that was close. Next one you drop here. Alright, for the next one, it's a little bit of platforming. And I got that controller, you guys. I got that controller. Alright? So I might have to have that death counter up right before I jump, because you never really know what happens. I swear to you guys, I was playing on Iron Keep and I was running to do the jump, and my guy just like at the last second just like was running, and then I just like quickly turned to the right for no reason at all, and then yeah, it was pretty messed up. So we're gonna actually run along this to make the jump. No, I might be close. Alright, I got it. Okay, so once you have that, then we're pretty well good. Inside that doorway is a locked door that you will get a key for later when you get to Dragonslayer Castle. And use an Estus. And then inside is like a cool spell for miracles and some other goodies. For right now, what we're going to do is go to that ledge. Alright, so we're going to go to that ledge and just roll off. Get in there, and now we're at the Grave of Saints. And this is a very cool spot for early game, because the enemies, there's a bunch of rats and stuff, and they're not very difficult to defeat, so pretty good. However, I'm actually going to rest here too, so I can regain my Estus flasks. I'm going to need them, because we're going to go down a little further in the hole. Alright? There is a ring down here that I want, and there is a bonfire that we're going to get to. Alright, so most people don't really even know about this. This is kind of a little trick that I found. You have to have a decent amount of health to make this work. So if you have anything less in vitality than I do, this is not going to work. Now the other thing is, there's a good chance that I die right here. I mean, it's like a real good chance. Okay, because you have to land, ideally you can land on that first platform, but most of the time you're not going to land on it. Most of the time you're going to fall to the bottom one. So if you don't have like literally everything off your body with the amount of vitality I have, I don't know, I might not even be able to do it. I might have to level up and get my vitality. If I die, then I'm probably going to have to level up and come back actually. So here we're going to give it a run. We're going to try it out. 16 vitality. Life ring, and a dream. Here we go. Oh, look at that! Look at that! All right, Estus it up, and I'm probably gonna Estus it up even again, actually, because there's enemies down below. Not right away, but so. You're going to want to have full health. So drop on this little archway, and now here's the deal. You want to edge off, just like we did on the last one. So work your way a little bit at a time. Sometimes even like while I was on the edge, you turn and face the other way, and because your body will kind of reposition, you won't be on the platform anymore. So you can fall down. Now this is the way to the gutter. A lot of people hate the gutter. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people hate the gutter, but I'm going to show you what to do, and it's not gonna be too bad. Alright, before we continue, we are gonna get our armor back on, because there's some dudes down below that are honestly a pain to deal with. Oh boy, these guys, if you are not on your A game, you're gonna die, like for real. Like for real, you are going to die if you're not on your A game when we get down there. If you have, so make sure you put your shield back on and your weapon and stuff, because if you have a spell, then that'll help actually. And as far as the purpose of killing that enemy, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm going to put on the hand axe. Probably. Yeah, definitely. Alright, because here's the thing with those lizards. I've talked about it before. Sometimes you try to attack them, and because they're so small, anything that's that small has a small hitbox like that, you have to do like a downward attack. So this one has a really good downward attack. Problem is that the first downward attack, great. This is an R2, it's a heavy attack, but you do it twice, and the second one is a swipe, which is not at all helpful. So what I'm gonna do, you can always try to do a running jump, you know what I'm saying, or a jump attack, but I'm just gonna run over there, I'm gonna attack him, and then I'll probably have to wait a second so that I don't do that second animation, because if I do the second animation, he'll run away, he'll jump down the hole, and that's just not at all what I want. I'll jump down there too, because, you know, whatever. But you'll have to do this all over again, and I really don't want to have to do that all over again. So here we go. Oh my god. Oh, alright. Well, I'm jumping down, 'cause I'm getting this. Oh my god, this is bad. Oh, I'm gonna have to go here twice now, you guys. Oh my goodness. Now these guys, this is what I was talking about. These guys are no joke. If you don't kill them right away, they will like do this dive bomb, and if that happens, they're probably going to stun lock you, and then you're going to die, and it's going to be extremely bad. Okay, there's great heal for those of you who are miracle users. I think you need to have like a 35. Let's take a look. I think it's like 35 or something. 28 faith in order to use it. So pretty high. What's going on here? I can't believe I missed. I should have locked on, you know what I mean? So that's alright. I don't have my bow. Oh, alright, so we're gonna aggro him and see if I can get him move a little bit closer so I can get out of this water. Because there is no iron ring in this game. For those who know what I'm talking about from Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1. Iron ring. I think it's a rusted ring, not iron ring, rusted ring. So, come over here, and actually I don't think that we used the Sublime Bone Dust, actually. So when we go back, I'll actually warp back to Majula, and then we'll use both, because here's another Sublime Bone Dust, and we'll have, instead of having just Estus Flask, it'll be Estus Flask plus 2, okay? Alright, so, and what I'll do is, once I actually get, I'll go back to Majula, I'll show you guys what that looks like, and then I'll go ahead and stop the clip, and then we can resume back to what's inside that chest that I missed. I'll do what I need to do to kill that guy. I'll show you guys, and so you don't see all the extra stuff, you know what I'm saying? So this is the way that I usually go, because there is this little thing right here that you won't be able to get if you go the other way unless you drop down. And then over here I usually just kind of, oh my goodness, oh, did you see that? That's one of the reasons actually. I mean, look, yes, I think that was partially me. I don't think that was my controller, but the game itself will, when you're sprinting, it only has a few directions for which it can actually go, and that's one of the complaints that people have about this game, is that there's only, I think, 8 different sprinting directions in basically. Although, I mean, if for jumping, because you know, you can sprint and like run around in circles and stuff, but when you jump, there's only 8 directions really. Alright, so Token of Spite, for those who are doing bleed builds, that will allow you to get into the blood covenant. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the covenant that you get from Titchy Green, who is, we haven't gotten that far yet, but he's the one for the horseman fight. You fight the horseman, and you can get into that covenant if you have that token. So what we're gonna do is check out the whip. Now it says we can't use it, and I'm here to tell you that it's partially lying to you, because see what it just did. All right, the whip in this area is, most people get so angry about the gutter and the Black Gulch and stuff like that, and look how much easier it is, because these guys shoot out poison and stuff. Look how much easier it is. I can just walk over here, you know what I'm saying? No problem at all. Now walk the same way I'm walking, because otherwise you're gonna fall through, and you know that's like not good at all. You should still have the silver cat ring, and then you shouldn't really take very much damage from that fall. Alright, and one thing to note, I already talked about this in the item discovery video if you watched it, but sometimes your drops will actually go through the floor in this map. So alright, so you're gonna have to light all these torches up, but first I'm gonna grab this petrified something. There's these dudes all around Drangleic, and you gotta get as many of them as you can. So you come over here, light the bonfire, and I think there's a torch over here actually. Let's see, yeah, there is. So you gotta light this, you gotta light all these, alright? And we're gonna be lighting all of them, and there's one that a lot of people will miss, and that's a Dark Souls 1 reference to Dung Pie, but there's one in particular that everyone misses, and I will show you guys how to find all of those things. It's actually pretty simple. So we are gonna warp back to Majula, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright you guys, here we are in Majula, and I wanted to real quick show you guys how to burn your bone dusts. So I've got two. There's one, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll do the second one actually. So see, it says Estus Flask +1, so we're gonna burn another one, and don't, you know, I mean, don't burn the effigies, honestly. You just go in, if you don't want to get invaded, just go in offline mode. I got that video, so check it out. Just go into offline mode. Don't waste your effigies on that, because if you use an effigy, I think it'll stop people from invading you and stuff, and just don't worry about that. Okay, so now we've got Estus Flask +2, and we are going to what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna warp to the Grave of Saints, and I am going to kill that crystal lizard, and I'm also going to get what's inside that chest, but I'll show you when I get there, okay? So I'll be back in just a second. Alright you guys, so I'm back. Like I said, I went from the Grave of Saint bonfire, I stripped my clothes and everything, I dropped down so I didn't take as much damage and I didn't die. And now here I am, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to mess around. I'm going to use the Old Knight Hammer, and I'm going to probably outright kill this guy with one swipe, two-handed. And so that's the plan, alright? If I drop down, then that might not be a good idea, so you guys will see what happens when you do that. There we go. Alright, so pretty sure it's a Dark Knight stone. Looks like it fell through, but I'm pretty sure it's a Dark Knight stone. Now let me re-equip my regular stuff before I go down there. Actually, I'm gonna equip the Fire Longsword. Yeah, because it has a faster attack, and you know, you got to use the right tool for the job. Like I always say, use the right tool for the job. And over there, that's the disc chime, and we're gonna get that after we kill the boss at the Grave of Saints. It's the Royal Rat Authority, and it's it's that weapon I was talking about, or the shield I was talking about that people use as weapons. So as always, I'm going to practice my jump. I didn't have to last time because I fell through on purpose because I was trying to kill the enemy, and then I didn't kill it at all anyway, so that was kind of a total fail. Alright, so we made it, and I think it might be Titanite, Twinkling Titanite in here or something. Honestly, I can't even remember. Alright, Ash Knuckle Ring. Alright, that is particularly good for this area because those dudes that I was talking about that come from that doorway right there, they will jump, and then when they do, they will damage not only yourself, but they'll also damage the durability of your items. So if you have the Ring of Regeneration, word to the wise, remove it and put something else on, because if you break that thing, it's going to be like 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 souls in order to repair it. So remove it, and there we go. Jumping down. If you have a ranged weapon like a spell, use that. These guys are, I'm pretty sure they're weak to fire or whatever, so it's a good idea to use something fast. I usually use a whip if you have a whip upgraded. Whips are pretty good against those guys if you can actually use the whip, like if you have a dex build, because then you can attack it from a distance. So there's some shards, large shards, and a Dark Knight Stone, like I was saying before. So pretty cool stuff. You can go through and go down again if you want to. Look, we have Homeward Bones, and I hardly ever use them. I got 15. I'm going to use them right now and go back to the bonfire. So I will see you guys in a minute. We're going to go to the Grave of Saints. Okay, everyone, here we are at the Grave of Saints, and I am going to show you a little spot to farm, and then we're going to end the video. We're not going to go all the way through the Grave of Saints, so this is just going to be a couple minutes, and then we're going to resume where we left off in the next video, okay? So, first thing, notice that this guy right here is a hollow. He will laugh at you, and then when you pass him up, he'll turn around and hit you in the back, okay? Same thing with this guy. Alright, so I am using the fire longsword because these enemies are actually weak to fire, and I want a fast weapon that has a little bit of a downward angle of attack, because these guys right here are they will gang up on you, so having a nice wide sweep with a downward angle is going to be really good. Now, the reason why I said I'm going to show you guys something real quick first is because this is what I want to show you. This area right here, they have a lot of drops. You just saw a large Nameless Soul drop. You just saw the Poison drop, and these guys right here are going to run at me, but I'm going to attack this guy first. Okay, and by the time they get back over here, I can attack it. And I'm going to go through this hole right here, actually. They're probably going to come around the stairs, I imagine. There, one goes over here. And this is actually the little farming route that I would like you guys to do. Where do you think you're going, man? Alright, let me equip the bow. Hopefully before he comes at me again. There we go. Alright, so the reason why I said we're going to farm this little area right here, and matter of fact, we're going to use the Lockstone in the next video right there, but not yet. So use your fire longsword, or if you have a different weapon, any kind of weapon that has like a downward swipe like that, and then has decent attack speed, and has a horizontal swipe, you're going to want to use that. Farm this area up because obviously you get the souls, but more importantly, something that you're probably going to want, one of my favorite spells is Warmth. It is a pyromancy, and I realize we don't have a pyromancy flame yet, but we do have a need for souls. So farming these guys is really easy to farm, and now is a very good time to be able to like farm up, level up to where you want to be, And you might get lucky. You might get that warmth spell quickly. So go ahead and check that out. I am going to get it, and then I'll have it. And as soon as we get the Pyromancy Flame, which can be actually really quick if you really want it, you can go down to the gutter. There's a Dark Pyromancy Flame. So you can skip to the gutter video if you want to check out and find that. Otherwise, we'll get it in No Man's Wharf, which is easy enough. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.